Hey everybody, I decided today I would do a squirrel hunting video for y'all. You know, when most boys start hunting, they usually start with small stuff, squirrels and rabbits, and work their way up to the bigger game. And I think the first thing I'll talk about is safety, because it's important to be safe anytime you're in the woods hunting, anytime you handle a gun. When I was about 16, 17 years old, I run around with some fellas, my brother Matthew and two other boys, Jeff and Marty. We went squirrel hunting, and sometimes when you growed up in the woods, you just have instinct about things. There was an old hollowed out tree. I said, Marty, I said, there's a squirrel in that tree over there. Go over and run him out. So Marty walked over and he kicked the tree. Nothing happened. It only come up about 10 foot and it was broke off. He said, there ain't no squirrels in that tree. I said, Marty, I just have a feeling there's a squirrel in that tree. Well, he went over and kicked the tree 2 or 3 more times. Nothing happened. He said, I told you there wasn't no squirrel in that tree. I said, Marty, I just have a feeling. I'm telling you, there's a squirrel in that tree. So Marty walked over and he grabbed that tree in both hands and went to shaking it. He said, I told you there wasn't no squirrel in this. And that's as far as he got. The squirrel come right out the top of that tree and landed on his head. It had run right down his back, down his britches leg. Being young, me and Marty both had 12 gauge shotguns, only guns we had. And my brother was carrying my 22, an old Marlin Model 60, holds 17 rounds. And Marty's buddy Jeff had a Ruger 1022 that had a 25 round magazine in it. Well, by the time that squirrel hit the ground, boy, Matthew and Jeff done started shooting. The leaves jumping all around Marty's feet, and he was so excited about that squirrel on his head, he didn't even flinch. He just turned and unloaded that 12 gauge. They fired every round they had, emptied all 3 of them guns, and I'm just back there laughing. I never fired a shot I couldn't have if I wanted to, laughing at them boys. It's just a miracle Marty didn't get shot that day. I learned that day to be careful who you go into the woods with. Some people ain't got enough sense to be in the woods. But I kept up hunting with them some. I kept a better eye on them and really started hunting by myself more. But when you squirrel hunt, there's 2 choices you have for weapons. You can take a small caliber rifle like a 22, like mine here I've had since I was 13 years old. Or you can use a shotgun. You know, I've got just the old single shotgun. That's a good choice for somebody who's a beginner. A whole lot harder to miss. Either one will do fine, but if you're going to hunt with a 22, practice with it. You know, get your ability to hit what you're aiming at, because the worst thing in the world is to wound an animal and not be able to find it or kill it. When I was growing up, we'd shoot pop bottles in the backyard. And Daddy'd come out there. He said, y'all shot them bottles plumb full of holes, yeah? He said, well, here, give me that gun. I'll shoot the lid off of them. It had never occurred to me to aim at the lid before. And Daddy could usually hit the lid with about 2, 3 shots. Sometimes he got lucky and did it with just 1. After that, I started shooting at the lid. You know, when you pick a target, pick something that's reasonable. If you can hit a lid on a pop bottle, you can shoot a squirrel in the head. If you can hit the pop bottle, you know, you could probably kill a deer. So practice, make sure that you're capable of doing what you need to do when you go in the woods. Don't wound animals and leave them out there for the scavengers if you can help it. Try to kill them with 1 shot clean if you can. That's important. And when you squirrel hunt, you can either find a place that looks good, it looks like there's some hardwood trees, oak trees, acorns laying around. It looks like a good place for a squirrel to live. And just sit down and wait, usually early morning or late in the evening. And you might see a few, or the other way is to walk through the woods. Now, if you're going to walk, you have to walk like a squirrel, because a squirrel is a fairly jumpy little critter. You know, squirrels, if you've been in the woods, you can always tell if it's a squirrel or something else, because a squirrel will go hop, hop, hop about 3 times and stop. And he might rustle around the leaves a little bit, and he'll hop, hop, hop 2 or 3 times and stop. So when you're walking through the woods squirrel hunting, try to take 2 or 3 steps at a time and stop and look around. Listen for those leaves rattling on the ground. And then, take 2 or 3 more steps and stop and look around again. Hopefully, I will be able to kill a few squirrels. They are good to eat. And if I have some luck, then I will definitely do a video on how to clean and cook my squirrels. So squirrel hunting is a good place for anybody to start, that's new to hunting, that just wants to be out in the woods. Doesn't take a lot of money. You can get a 22 or a single shot shotgun for just a couple $100. You ain't got to have a $5,000 high-powered rifle for it. You don't have to have your camouflage and all that. You can wear your blue jeans. Squirrels don't seem to mind how you dress. The most important thing is to have fun. And as Daddy used to tell me growing up, only shoot what you're going to eat. If you don't want to eat squirrels, don't shoot squirrels. He was always telling us that when we were young, not to shoot stuff that we didn't want for food. And that's kind of stuck with me. So enjoy your hunting, have fun, good luck, and we'll see you next time.